Both Rabbi Yirmiyah and Rabbi Yochanan explain the halacha of Rav, why you're allowed to use wicks and oil that you're not allowed to use on Shabbos, that you are allowed to use on Chanukah and the menorah. And they both said that if it gets extinguished, kavsa, if the menorah goes out, ein zakuk la, you're not bound to rekindle it. So the Gemara now asks, v'kavsa, we'll start right here. V'kavsa, if it goes out, ein zakuk la, you're not bound, you're not responsible to relight it. V'raminu, but we'll ask a contradiction. Raminu is always a contradiction. The mitzvasa, this is a quote, it's a brisa. The mitzvah of Chanukah is mishetishka chama, when the sun sets, tishka as it sets, ad, until shetichla regel min hashuk, until it ceases to be any more feet in the marketplace. It means until the last people leave. So, my love, is it not? The e-kavsa, that if it goes out, hadamadikla, that you have to relight it. So in other words, it's supposed to burn from the sunset until there's no more people in the marketplace. And if it goes out in the middle, you would need to relight it. That would seem to be a question on the statement of Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Yirmiyah in explaining Rav, that if it goes out, you don't have to relight it. So the Gemara says, Loi, that's not the explanation of that brisa. That brisa has two explanations, and both of them don't mean that you have to relight it. The first one is the Eloi Adlik, that if you did not light yet, let's put that in, light yet. If you did not light yet, the yet doesn't go over the Loi, it goes over Adlik. If you did not light yet, then Madlik, then light. V'inami, or else, or also. I saw the Maral says that it's supposed to be also because both of them are correct. Inami, or also, it's telling me l'shiura, the measurement of how much oil I'm supposed to have in the cup, in the menorah, of how long it's supposed to burn. We discussed with this the poskim say the reason why you're not allowed to use an electric menorah is because electricity is constantly being generated, and that's why you have a blackout. It goes out immediately. There's no storage. At least we don't have superconductors, but that would be different with a battery. In time of need, a battery actually stores the energy. But you need a certain amount of oil for storage, for that is supposed to burn a certain amount of time. And how long should that be? Or how much oil, that should be the amount of time that would burn from sunset until there's no more people in the marketplace. Now, the Gemara discusses the brisa that we quoted. But before we do that, let me just clarify. Rav would be correct that if it goes out, you don't have to relight it. So how do we explain the brisa that says it's supposed to burn from this time to that time? That either means that you have a specific amount of time to light it, which means before that time you're not allowed to light it, after that time you're not allowed to light it. But during that time, any time during that range, you're allowed to light it. Or else it means how much oil you're supposed to have in there. So what does it mean, ad shetichla regel min hashuk, until it ceases to be any more people? Regel means feet, literally, but people in the marketplace. Va'ad kama. The Gemara asks, until when is that? Or how much, until how much is that? So Amar Rabba bar bar Chana, Rabba bar bar Chana says, we explain that, that this is his grandson, or his name was Bar Chana, which would also mean, his father's name was Bar Chana, which would mean that it was, the father's father was Chana. So Amar Rabbi Yochanan, he says, Rabba bar Chana said the name of Rabbi Yochanan, ad dכליא, until it ceases, that's the same as Tichla, Kalya, just in Aramaic, until it ceases, Риגלא, the feet, the Detrmודאי, of these people. I wrote that it's a nation of wood collectors. And what would happen is people would go home, try to light the fire, and they would have to go back to the marketplace to buy wood chips or splinters to be able to get their fire started. So they were there longer than that. And these people were in the market longer, so you would have all of that time to light the menorah.